Yeah, we're live. We have
All
well,
right, good.
let me start. I'm sorry. Hello everyone. My name is Kevin Caldwell from the Creators Place, and with me is my guest on today, Stephen Key. He is a co-founder of Inventor. He's a licensing expert, award-winning inventor. There's a whole lot of accolades that go behind his name. Too much for me to even say right now, but
Okay.
Stephen, welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Kevin, for having me. It's that's always hard for me to answer that type of question. See, what do you do? Tell me about your history or your resume. I always struggle with that, but I think at the end of the day, I'm just a guy that comes up with ideas
Yeah,
and tries to share those ideas with other people.
yeah.
And I do that through licensing or renting
Okay,
my ideas to companies, and they pay me for each and every one they sell. It's called product licensing. It's very common. Most
okay.
people haven't really heard of it. So I'm an inventor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also an author. I do write books on the topic,
Mm-hmm.
and I like it. I'm still doing it today. I think it's remarkable. I think there's a lot of people out there like myself that
Mm-hmm.
have ideas and we just
Yeah,
don't know what to do. So I like to help people figure out what to do with their ideas.
yeah, yeah. Well, I read the term product artist on your website, and I think I remember when you came up with that term, but I do like that term. I think that's really
Well,
nice.
saying someone's an inventor, that's a proof. I can be at times, but
Mm-hmm.
most of the time, I just see an idea. I might change it a little bit or come up with something that's a little bit different. I
Yeah.
came up with a new type of basketball for kids,
Yes.
indoor basketball game. And
Yes.
I didn't invent anything. I just took Michael Jordan's picture and put it on the backboard.
Yeah.
Instead of having a square shaped backboard, it was in the shape of Michael Jordan.
Right.
So
Right.
I guess I was a product artist, not so much a product inventor, but a product
Hmm.
artist. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you and I are basketball fans, big basketball fans, and you actually won a car
Oh,
once,
jeez.
didn't you?
Well, it's interesting that yes, I have a couple basketball stories, and one of them, I've always played basketball,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I was invited to go to a game,
Hmm.
and they had a contest at halftime, and I
Hmm.
end up winning a car. Okay, because I made
Yeah.
it. I actually made the shot at half court,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I
That's
think
amazing.
surprised me and everybody else. And sure enough, that night I won a car, and I think there was probably 14,000 people there, and
Wow.
but as you know, I played forever, so I love the game of basketball. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, you know, where? How did you get your start? You know, uh, yeah. How did you get your start?
Well, that's a really good question. I was studying economics, which is at Santa Clara University, and
Okay.
I think my dad thought that would be a good thing for me to do, and I realized no, that wasn't something I was that interested in, and so I
Hmm.
took an art class
Hmm.
and realized working with these, it's a pretty cool thing to make something from nothing.
Yeah. Right.
And I fell in love with that creation part. And
Hmm.
and I wouldn't say I guess I'm an artist. Yeah, I'm an artist, but it's a product artist, right? I
Yeah.
like products, and
Right.
so I didn't think anybody would hire me as a young
Hmm.
man. I didn't have a lot of skills, and
Okay.
so I thought, well, I'm just going to create my own job.
Hmm.
I just
Hmm.
started making things, and I learned something really interesting doing that. Uh, you, if you can create something that someone wants,
Hmm.
that's really magical. That's special. And I got to
Yeah.
see this selling things I made, little stuffed animals at street fairs.
Yeah.
So imagine now looking back over my career,
Mhm.
I think selling something at a street fair is no different than selling something to, like, let's say Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody would be
I
like,
see.
how does that make
I see
sense?
the parallel. I
But
see the parallel. Yeah.
there is. You
Yeah.
have to create something that someone wants.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
learned that as a young man,
Mhm.
selling things I made, that, and I'm still doing the same thing, creating things that people want. So I think there's a
Yeah.
similarity. Yeah.
Right. Right. So you went from making things and selling things on the street to Worlds of Wonder. Is that do I have it right?
Yeah. That's interesting too. Um, I was 28 years old and
Okay.
my car had broken down,
Hmm.
and I was living with a couple other people. And I guess from my everyone else's perspective, I
Hmm.
wasn't really going anywhere. Okay.
Okay.
So no career, no job. And I learned that summer how to be a pattern maker, how to make stuffed animals, really.
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
and that led to me answering an ad, not an ad, but I saw Sunday, I'm reading the paper in Fremont, and they had this
Hmm.
picture of this teddy bear.
Yeah.
It was the first talking teddy bear, Teddy Ruxpin.
Yes. Right.
And I looked at it and I thought, well, it was a prototype and it wasn't
Hmm.
very cute. And I
Okay.
thought, well, I can probably make it a little cuter.
Uh-huh.
So I just went down and knocked on the door I read the article on Sunday, and I
Uh-huh.
walked down, well, I went down to the place, Worlds of Wonder, on Monday, and I just walked in and said, I can help. I
Hmm.
can help make that teddy bear look a little cuter.
Uh-huh.
And they hired me. So
Wow. Wow. Cool. Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
I mean,
you know,
it reminds me, I write about faith and creativity and diabetes, but it reminds me of a scripture that says, "Don't despise small beginnings."
oh,
And where you are now, I mean, it's like, wow. It's like it reminds me of King David, who was a shepherd boy, and then all of a sudden he's king. But
well, it's interesting that I do think it starts with the mindset,
yes.
having the right mindset that, I don't want to be defined by anything I'm currently doing today, but maybe later what I want to achieve. And so
Yeah.
I never look back. I never thought of myself as struggling, really. I never thought of myself that way. I thought I had a vision and I wanted to do something and I was going to work towards it. So I had faith in myself when others didn't. I don't, and it worked out beautifully because I have a big belief in giving.
Hmm.
So uh, I think that's turned out to that's really my mission, right? Is to give to others.
Hmm.
And I did it through sharing kind of my process of maybe having the right mindset and doing things that maybe you don't think you can. But I truly believe you can.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
you need someone, you need to be around people that have your best interest, kind of, and
Right. Right.
and find people that support you,
Yeah.
um, even when maybe sometimes you don't believe in yourself, right?
Right.
So I've been very blessed to be able to do some of this stuff. I look back and I'm always kind of like, how did I figure that out? Well, I guess I just knocked on a lot of doors, and
Hmm.
and maybe I wasn't quite sure if I could do those type of things, but I wanted to, and I was very open to learning.
Yeah.
And but Kevin, you have to realize I've been failing at things my whole life, so I'm very comfortable with with failing, but it's not really failing, it's just learning.
Yeah, right, right, right.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I've
and I definitely get that. Yeah, I understand that.
I
Um,
I'm very it doesn't I was in second grade when I realized I was struggling reading and writing because I have a
mhm,
learning disability. I didn't know it at the time.
mhm,
And I was failing.
mhm.
And I've been failing ever since, kind of. Okay, so
Failing forward.
kind of. And it never really stopped me. And actually it motivated me more
Mhm.
to try to figure it out.
Yeah,
And I'm not afraid to try new things. I'm not afraid of it. I think in order to achieve the things you want to do, you're probably going to stumble a little bit, and that's okay
yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember when 10 years ago, Inventor on YouTube was, I don't know, I want to say maybe you had 6,000 subscribers, if that. And now
Yeah.
you have like over 90,000 subscribers. What do you attribute to that?
Well,
Longevity?
you have to realize that it took us a long time. Okay, so
Okay.
we're not that
Mhm.
popular. Okay, so it sounds like we are. We're not. Okay, it's just that we've been doing it for so long that
Mhm.
people, I think, enjoy it. They've found it, and I still like to do it, even when we had 6,000 or 90,000. I still enjoy it very much, and it didn't
Mhm.
matter if anybody was listening.
Mhm.
I liked it, and I thought
Yeah.
maybe someone could benefit from it. But you're right. There was a time when uh, we didn't have a huge audience, and
Mhm.
it didn't really matter, right? So
Okay.
I
That's
get a
great.
kick out of it now, and it's still a
Mhm.
small audience. Still, don't get me wrong; it's not a big audience, but it's an audience I think that shares the same goals
Yeah.
that I have,
Yeah.
and they
Right.
know I like to talk about it. And I
Yeah.
think the reason why too, this is kind of interesting.
Mhm.
Since I had mentioned I had uh, a learning disability, I was very quiet,
Okay. Mhm.
um, painfully quiet, because I
Mhm.
didn't want anybody to know.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I finally, at 45, I realized what it was, and was having a little bit of success, and I stopped hiding.
Mhm.
It is what it is, and I felt pretty good
Yeah.
about it. So now
Yeah.
you cannot shut me up, Kevin. So, so
Oh, no, I listened to you for 2 years every week, and it was great. It was like the best
I,
education that I've ever had.
well, people ask me today, I have to kind of laugh. Boy, you really like to talk. Well, yeah, because I was quiet for 45 years.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. What was I gonna ask you? Uh, hold on 1 second. God, I lost my place here. Okay. Well, anyway, you have over 90,000. Yeah. So, but your company has grown in 10 years pretty robustly. I mean, you've added new tiers. You have Gateway. What is the lowest barrier of entrance to InventRight?
Well, that's a great. We have a program for $49. That
Oh,
we also have a children's program that's free. People don't know that. It's called
wow.
Invent Yes. If
Wow.
you're
Okay.
under 18, you can contact us, and we have a program that will help you learn about product licensing, right?
Okay.
And that's called Invent Yes. And
Invent. Yeah.
if anybody's
Okay.
listening to that, all you have to do is send me an email, and I'll connect you with that program.
Uh-huh.
Um, but also, we have a program where we help you for $49, and I think it might even be I, I think it's the first month is free or something, but it just kind of introduces to you the the concept between about product licensing. But we also have I've written 1,000 articles, 5 books, 1,200
Uh,
videos. So, you
yes,
know,
yes.
most of the stuff I'm talking about, you can find it for free, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's, and I think that's important for people to know. You don't have to buy anything,
hmm
right? And
Okay.
it's all available. We do have programs where we can help you. We can help you.
hmm
And the Gateway program is really about us taking your idea and making
hmm
sure it's pitched correctly to companies looking for ideas. And
Okay.
people don't realize this too.
hmm
There's tens of thousands of companies that want ideas from us.
Yes. Yes.
And it's called open innovation, meaning they're
Right.
looking for ideas.
hmm
It's not easy to get to them sometimes.
hmm
And sometimes you have to get to them the right way
hmm
and pitch your idea the right way. And so we help that with Gateway. And Gateway
Okay.
is a program where we just kind of handle everything for everybody. They kind of like it now. And companies like it because it saves them time and money. So that's what
hmm
Gateway is all about. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, Gateway. I had another question and it just slipped my mind. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Uh, let's see. I wrote some questions down here too. One second. So where are you in ranking to your competitors? Where is InventRight? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you guys are at the top of the hill.
Well, thank you for saying that. I don't know if I would agree with that. I, I don't think when it comes to education, we have any competitors.
Okay.
It's a terrible business model.
I'm sorry.
It's a terrible business model. Uh, I have to kind of laugh looking at why we started this educational company, really.
Okay.
It's because we just loved it. It
hmm
was never really meant to be a business.
hmm
So
hmm
because I'm still licensing ideas today.
hmm
I believe in it. It changed my life because something is really incredible to see someone use something you made. It's on the store shelf
Right.
or maybe on TV. That whole
Yeah.
process is really incredible. So I just was wanted to share that with other people because
Yeah. Yeah.
I found something that I loved, and I was like, okay, you can do this too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think most people would really like education inventors. That's kind of like, what is that? Um, but we have
I think
more.
it's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think we have more content, and I think we've been so get dedicated to that mission that it's never really changed in 26 years. And
hmm
I don't think anybody would have taken that on just for business. We took it on because it was a labor of love.
hmm
And
hmm
but we do other stuff now that kind of helps that people want. Uh,
hmm
so I think there's other companies out there that might try to do the same thing, kind of a little bit differently. But I don't know if they have the same heart in it as we do.
Right. Right. I mean that comes through. I mean I can look at your YouTube channel and go to your website, and I can be on there half a day, and just enjoying my just learning from what you're teaching.
Yeah.
Um, I just think it's really great. Um,
Well, it all started too. You have to realize I was pretty shy, and I was invited to be on a judge there was an inventing TV show they wanted me to be on, and we shot a pilot,
mhm.
and I saw myself on camera, and I was terrible, and I thought I need some practice. So
Okay.
I had my office manager just hold up a phone, and I just started talking into it,
Yeah.
and I realized I was pretty excited about this one particular topic, ideas, and that's how the whole invent right TV channel started. There wasn't a goal. It was just like, hey, I want to talk about this, and maybe you might like it too. And
Mhm.
that was over, we have 1,400 videos. Like, really?
Mhm.
And we've done it for over a decade.
Yeah.
So we grew very, very slowly. Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah.
there
Well,
wasn't this quick, there was nothing quick about it. It was like, yeah.
but
So
it's so thorough. It's so thorough. The program is thorough. It's interesting. Um, you know, you do it with integrity, and you can. It's all throughout. You're
thank you.
teaching, and maybe that's why people love it so much. I mean, you're in over 70 countries. You've helped people bring
Yeah,
their ideas.
we've had students of InventRight in probably I know over 65, probably 70 countries
Okay.
around the world. And I've seen the impact of that information. There's a
Yeah.
gentleman in Cairo, Egypt,
Yeah.
and
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, and he had a dream.
Hmm.
He learned about product licensing with the information we have, and he solved a problem. He saw that his daughter potentially was going to be injured. He came up with the product, had licensed the technology to other companies, which created revenue for him to start his own business now in Cairo. And now he's sold over 100 million units,
Hmm.
and he has this huge manufacturing facility in Egypt, which is they're not known for that.
Hmm.
And he's really changed the world over there for a lot of people. And he
Wow.
did that with just the right mindset, but with some of the knowledge we provide. So, but then again, I've seen really simple ideas too.
Hmm.
That there's a young woman, her name is Veronica,
Hmm.
and she was shy, and she was watching the channel, and now she's licensed over 20 products. She found her voice, just like I eventually did, and now she's sharing that with others too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think what you're going to find with a lot of the people that follow us, like yourself,
Hmm.
um, sharing knowledge on helping people succeed is a really amazing thing, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and seeing that change happen.
Yeah.
So I get to sit and watch change,
Yeah.
and every time they're successful, I feel like I am too. Yeah,
Sure. Sure. And from an inventor's point of view too, um, you can be helping millions of people solve a problem,
yeah,
solve a common problem. You know, it's not always about the money, if you will, even though it is in part. But I mean,
sure.
it's also about helping people, um, and so I think that's really cool too.
Well, I've always looked at it a little bit differently. That what I'm teaching goes way beyond inventing. Okay, it's really about how do you accomplish something that you want to do, right? And
Hmm.
you break it down, and the same thing we teach, you can break it down and apply it to just about anything you want to do.
Hmm.
And that's the way I've kind of looked at it. So to me, it was always a bigger picture of how do you accomplish things that you care about, and
Hmm.
it's a roadmap, right? It's a
Hmm.
mindset, it's a roadmap, it's a combination of those things. And if you have that combination, you can probably pretty much do anything you want. Now, maybe you won't be a rocket scientist or a brain surgeon. Okay.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
anything else, you could probably achieve it. I've seen
Yeah.
it. And
Hmm.
I'm really kind of very lucky to be there and watch it unfold in front of me.
Yeah.
And I
What
think,
about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no,
Good.
go ahead.
What about graphic designers, artists,
Yeah.
and authors, writers? Do they license, their artwork, their work? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a little bit different, but it's the same theory
Mhm.
of licensing it to a company that's got great distribution,
Mhm.
Things that maybe a lot of us don't want to start a company to do, but they already have the audience, the shelf space, the manufacturing, they have everything in place, right? So we come along with an idea, we give it to them, and they can take that idea and spread it. So
Yeah.
I think you can do the same thing with it's more it's product licensing, but it's really brand licensing. You know, you're creating some type of image character, maybe. It could be
Mhm.
a book character. It could be even artwork. It could be any of those things that you're going to license that to a company that's got some of the other things in place
Mhm.
to make it reach that audience you want to reach. So
Mhm.
when I look back at all of this,
Mhm.
it all comes back to selling that thing on a street fair and asking myself, how do I sell it around the world?
Mhm.
And I came to the conclusion that the way to sell that around the world is to find companies that sell things around the world.
Mhm.
And if I could show it to them, then they can help me spread it around the world.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you, what did you ever see yourself in this position? You probably answered that because you said you didn't really intend to start this company, Invent Right, like what it
No.
is today. But you used to own a business. What was that like?
Well, yeah, yes, I did. My specialty is licensing where I don't have to start a business.
Okay.
But I did start a business in the musical accessories, guitar
Mhm.
picks.
Okay.
But that's a weird business to start. But I saw something and someone kind of pushed me and said, Steve, does a guitar pick have to be a certain shape?
Mhm.
And from a creative standpoint, I was like, well, why?
Mhm.
So I started creating guitar picks in shapes of like Mickey Mouse,
Mhm.
um, maybe different characters, and maybe changing the material. So I just had fun changing the shape, and we sold more guitar picks than any company in the world because I
Mhm.
was selling those guitar picks to fans, not musicians.
Mhm. Mhm.
And there's a lot more
Yep.
fans than there are musicians.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we made guitar picks for Taylor Swift, for Disney, for a lot of people, uh, and I had to kind of giggle about it because it was such a simple idea. Just let's
Mhm.
just change the shape and change the material and let's have fun with it, and it worked. The only thing
Mhm.
I realized that I didn't really like running a business, Kevin.
Mhm. Mhm.
It took away the fun of creating because now I had all these employees and shipping and returns, and we got into Walmart, which is a big deal. I was very proud to be at
Mhm.
Walmart, but now you're just managing a
You there?
business,
Mhm.
and I realized I don't want to do that. I want to be more
Mhm.
creative. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
How long? How long did you do this?
at least 5 years. Um,
Okay.
Now you have to remember we were trying to get into music stores, and there's not a lot of big chains. There's a couple, but
Mhm.
most of them are just mom and pop stores. And at the time, they didn't even have a computer. So
Mhm.
how do you get to all these places? So I called every one of them.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
Sounds really awful, but you said at the very beginning, you start small with one little thing, and
Yeah.
we eventually were in tens of thousands of stores doing it that way.
Wow.
But
Wow.
it was a mountain to climb, and
Yeah.
we climbed it one store at a time.
Mhm.
And then eventually we were in Walmart and 7-Elevens, all the big chains, because we realized it wasn't just musicians, it was fans. And
Mhm.
we were in gas stations, and we were shipping it all over the world, a
Mhm.
piece of
Mhm.
plastic. And
Yes.
one
Yeah.
thing I'm very proud about that,
Mhm.
I was at the largest trade show in the United States,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
we won Best of Show.
Really? Is that Nam?
Yes. Now,
Wow.
how do you win Best of Show when they've got Fender guitars and amps, and I've got this piece of plastic.
Yeah, right. I've seen the videos. They got everything there.
I have to kind of giggle about that because it doesn't. Everybody thinks it comes down to size or money or this. No, it really comes with the right mindset. And we did some very creative things, and it really, looking back, I was very proud of trying to figure out that world. But soon I realized, although I had so much fun and met some wonderful people, I kind of wanted to move on and do something a little bit different too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of mindset, all right. So let me ask you first: is it hard to license artwork? Is it hard to license, things that you can actually copyright? You get copyrighted yourself?
I think it's different than product licensing, but it's the same concept. It's actually bigger, kind of, because a brand licensing is really a big thing. People don't realize how big that is. Like, you have Apple and Disney and all these different companies are licensing their brand to be on merchandise and products everywhere. I mean, it's a really big world. So you have to do it a little bit differently, but it's really kind of the same. You need to have the right product to the right company that's got the right distribution and get to that person and own some of it through a copyright, right? Easy and very affordable thing to do, to own your own artwork. I mean, the minute you create something unique, you own it.
Yeah.
To get a registered copyright, it's still very affordable to do. And the thing about a copyright, I think it lasts forever almost, right? Where patents only last for 20 years. So it's a bigger game. It's a little bit harder, but it comes down to creating something that people want. Same concept again. So, and sometimes today you have to kind of prove that they want it, because there is some risk when someone takes it and spends all the money to produce it. So there's ways of doing that to show that you have an audience. There's TikTok, there's YouTube, there's all these places where you can gain an audience and show those companies that there is demand for whatever you've created. So, but at the end of the day, you need a roadmap, and you really need the right mindset, and you can accomplish that. Yes.
Okay.
Now,
Does anyone?
What's that?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, the reason why I'm mentioning mindset so much, I started reflecting back on my career, and I know that we're all overcoming obstacles, or maybe we don't think we can do things, right? And I was looking back and wondering, how did I overcome some of the obstacles? Like, I cannot write, but I write books. Or how do I get into the big companies? All the things that we think we cannot do. And I realized it was the mindset. And a good friend of mine, Kevin Prince, he's a patent agent. He had mentioned, Steve, maybe we should talk about the mindset. And I didn't really realize, after 26 years talking about it, how important the mindset is.
Yes. Excuse me. Sorry.
Because you can have all the tools, but without the right mindset, you probably won't get over the finish line.
Yeah. Right.
You might quit too early. You might give up. All these things can happen. And you might have the greatest idea, the greatest goals, but if you really don't stay focused and kind of get out all the noise, everyday noise we have, and realize that, hey, one little obstacle isn't going to stop you. You're going to work around it.
Yeah.
So I did write a recent book called the Power Mindsets with Kevin and one of our coaches out of Inventor, Courtney. And I think it's looking at it from a different perspective. And I wish I had thought about it earlier. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
here I've been talking about this forever, and I didn't realize the one thing
Hmm.
that can help you, it's probably the most important thing, is how
Hmm.
you're thinking about it.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
just got released on Amazon recently. So I'm very proud of that
yeah.
new book.
I I'm in the process of reading that, um, and yeah, I think it's very good. I know that when I was reading One Simple Idea, the first book, um, I was I was riding in the car somewhere, and you know, I lifted my head up. I said, I can do this. So it just kind of laid it out for me, you know,
Yeah.
because there was a lot of what you have wrote about was part of my background anyway. So I was just like, yeah, this is something I can do, and so that's when I, you know,
Well, I remember, like I said, I'm not a writer. Okay, so uh,
mhm,
I got a call from
mhm,
McGraw-Hill,
okay,
and he saw that I had a pretty good audience at the time, and he said, you need to write a book. I was like,
hmm,
write a book? And he said, no, no. He convinced me, and
hmm,
sure enough, I wrote One Simple Idea,
hmm,
and I didn't really realize the impact of that book because I just wrote it from my experience, and I think it kind of told the story that you can do it. It also told the story of what product licensing is.
hmm.
And it's been selling now for over a decade. It still sells today, and
Yeah, is that
I
right?
wish I. So it surprised me a little bit that here's a guy that knows nothing about any of this. Once
Hmm.
again, with the right mindset, hey, I'll try it. I'll figure it out.
Hmm.
And now I write quite a few books. Yeah.
I mean, it's I love your attitude and your mindset because I mean you're wildly successful and you still have um, you still have that down to earth, you know, mind mentality, and
Well,
you're a people person, and I just think it's there's something I think there's a connection between your humility and your success.
yeah, I think. Thank you for saying that. I I was that guy everybody counted out.
Okay.
So I was that guy that maybe counted myself out
Okay.
too. And
Don't we all?
yeah, and I've had the right mindset to overcome some things, and it just worked out. And I'm
Mhm.
so, I guess, blessed that
Yeah.
I made a commitment to help others because of it. I could see myself,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I see myself, and I know what it feels like when you don't know exactly what you're going to do, or maybe you don't have the support of others, or
Hmm.
maybe you're just worried about things. And I felt that way, and I felt that way
Hmm.
since second grade. And
Hmm.
I would hate to think that the second grade has had this big impact on me, but apparently it has. Come on, Steve,
Uh,
can't you get over that? So I so I guess it's been kind of doing something that makes me feel good about myself too.
yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
doing my part, and
Yeah.
to have that opportunity to do that, I'm a
Mhm.
very unlikely person. In fact, I was at one of my high school reunions,
Okay.
and I was pretty good in sports, but very quiet, didn't say a word. And then
Mhm.
someone said, we're in a circle of people, and they said, Steve, you write books.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, yeah, I don't want to say too much. He goes, no, no, really, you write books, don't you? And I said, well, yeah. And then someone in the group said, that's impossible.
Is that right? Wow.
Get real quiet. He says, he goes, because I know for a fact I was in his English class.
Okay.
And I think it was probably one
Yeah.
of the biggest compliments because he's right. I could barely put two sentences together. So I realized that I'm so fortunate to
Mhm.
to see that you're not defined by any moment. You know,
Right.
you write your own script,
Yeah. Yeah.
and don't ever count yourself out, and don't ever count anybody else out.
Right. Right. That's true. Very true.
Things could change in a moment.
That's right.
So I you don't so when someone says to me, can I look at an idea and tell if it's going to be successful? No, but I can tell when the person is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that person has that right mindset that I
Mhm.
see that they'll be able to overcome the obstacles and still have the ability to give back and say, all right, this is where I'm at today, but not be defined where you are in any particular time.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and don't put yourself in that box. You don't need to. That no,
Right.
but I think I was also someone at risk because
Mhm.
I wasn't doing very well at school, and I didn't have a lot of the smart kids weren't going to hang around with someone like me, and so I was kind of floating around,
Mhm.
and I probably should have ended up, I don't know, probably in trouble.
Mm. Mm.
I think a lot of kids that have a disability, a learning disability, end up in trouble a little bit. I could have done that way too, right? In fact, I was kind of going that direction, but so I think it's important for me to realize how blessed I am and how fortunate I am and give back. So,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, it's been a very interesting journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you, for our audience, you know, what are some of the obstacles that you have to overcome in invent or licensing a product idea? What are some of the obstacles? I mean, because
Well,
I can share. Go ahead.
I think you need to realize that at the end of the day, it's going to take you longer than you think,
Okay.
and I think to be good at anything takes some
Hmm.
practice,
Yeah.
and just don't be too hard on yourself. And your ideas today are probably going to be a little different than the ideas tomorrow too. So you will get better,
Okay.
and you're going to have to overcome a lot of rejection. Okay, so get used to it. Okay, and
Uh-huh.
don't let that
Uh-huh.
stop you. So
Yeah.
I think the obstacles is just the way you look at it, and
Okay.
if you look at it the right way, you'll be fine. And keep
Yeah.
educating yourself and find people that support you, and don't drive them crazy all the time by talking about your ideas all day long. Trust me.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
treat them. And also too realize there's a lot to life, and that's just one
Mm.
part of it.
Right.
Have a perspective on it, and just take your time and
Mhm.
love it, and you'll be great at it. If you're chasing something,
Mhm.
make sure it's the right thing you're chasing.
Right.
Right? If you're
Right.
chasing money, it seems to
Mhm.
run away from people,
Right.
and
Yes.
it doesn't seem to work that way. I think if you try to attract some financial success, it kind of comes to you. But the minute you start to chase it, it just
Yeah.
runs away.
Right.
So
Right.
uh, just be practical, be smart, keep an open mind, be curious, and
Mhm.
support others. The other thing too, uh, support other people,
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Right.
uh, clap for them.
Yes.
Celebrate their victories too, and
Sure.
uh, be that person, because there'll be a time where you're going to need them to help you.
Right. Right.
And sometimes
Yeah.
people are a little stingy with that, and I don't know why.
Mhm.
Uh, if you celebrate someone else's success, that power comes back,
It
just
does.
in
It
a different
does.
way, a different form, some way. When you least expect it, it comes back.
Right. Yep. Yes. Yes.
I think that's a universal truth, and I think that's a truth in the Bible too. So
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think I think there's it's just having the good attitude. It's a good mindset. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really about this life is about, you know, people, is about God and everybody. And so um but it's about helping your neighbor, loving your neighbor, and you know, that's all tied up in you know, success in this life.
I think so. I, I
Yeah.
think I think it comes back tenfold, and
Yes. Yes.
I've seen it. You know,
Hmm.
I've seen it repeatedly,
Hmm.
and so I'm a big believer in, putting that out there and having it come back. And don't expect that it will, but it seems to do it all the time. And what does that
Hmm.
cost you to have a good attitude?
Sure.
It,
Sure. I mean, it should speak something to you if you're not paying attention. You know, it should, if you're seeing if a person's, you know, seeing a pattern of of you know, reciprocity,
yeah,
you know, good coming back, they, you know, I think they have to start paying attention. Have to start paying attention.
I've seen the power of it, and
Hmm.
I'm a firm believer in it. And uh, I don't know. I think it's great to celebrate life, celebrate others. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to say before I know your time is precious, but going through your program, you know, really helped me understand, you know, what licensing
sure.
is all about, and in terms of the mechanics, and you know, you know, what. So, do you think that one simple idea is the best way for people to understand the mechanics of licensing?
Yeah, I think if you're interested in product licensing, I think the best place is to pick up the book, and make
Okay.
sure it's the revised edition. Uh,
Hmm.
there's parts of it that have changed a little bit, but the foundation's there. And
Hmm. Hmm.
product licensing has been around for a long time. I did not create it. Okay, I'm just
Right.
shining the light on it. Okay, so
Okay.
I would start there, and then I would also watch our channel, Inventor TV. There's a
Yeah.
lot of interesting videos there. Don't try to watch them all because there's just
Right.
way too many of them. But
Yeah.
find the ones that resonate with you, and just watch them. They're short, and hopefully they're a little entertaining too. Uh,
Yeah.
and then if that starts to create more interest, then
Hmm.
connect with me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
You can find Stephen Key. You'll find me on LinkedIn, and I've got a lot of friends there. And once you're a friend of mine, you'll be a friend of all my friends. So that's a great way
Right.
to introduce you to a larger audience. And there's some really remarkable people there that are very helpful, that can open doors for you too. So that's the way I would. That's how I would start, and go down to the stores and look at products and find something that fascinates you, and start the process of asking why is it done that way and what can I do to make it better, and start to play.
Hmm.
Find that
Great.
child. Sometimes we lose that childlike quality of
Yeah.
wonderment.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
And when I'm on your channel, you know, that childlike quality comes back to me. You know, it's just
good.
like, man, you know, I'm thinking of a lot of different ideas that come to my head. So that's
I
and
should.
you know, it's motivating. It's
Yeah,
motivating.
it's interesting. When I look back, there's some things I like to kind of talk more about again, and that's that sense of wonderment.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
I think if you're a creative person, you have to tap into that inner child, that child that's still there.
Yeah.
And sometimes the weight of the world kind of weighs
Mhm.
heavy on us, right?
Right. Right.
And
Right.
we lose that sense of wonderment of a child.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I still remember playing on the bed, the living room carpet, being Superman, flying around with my little man, and
Yeah. Right.
um,
Right.
and so,
Right.
but
Me too.
I still think you can have that sense of wonderment on anything you do,
Yeah.
and that's that part of that creativity that really inspires me every day to get up and go, all right, what am I going to
Yeah.
work on today?
That's
And
great. That's
and
great.
I'm very fascinated with this whole world that's changing so rapidly with AI.
Yeah.
You can either be afraid of it, you can learn from
Hmm.
it, and
Hmm.
find a sense of wonder. What is going to be next? What's happening? I think we're seeing such a large change that it's fascinating to think about it for a minute. And don't be afraid of it. It's just part of life, you know. So
Yeah. It's inevitable for sure.
it
I
is.
mean, I think you're right. I think it can be used very well for good, and and
Oh, yes.
unfortunately for evil as well.
Well, well, they said the same thing with the internet, and they probably said the
Yeah,
same thing with cars. Okay, so
exactly,
okay,
exactly.
all right.
Yeah.
So I would tend to kind of step over the negative stuff a little bit, recognize it's there,
Hmm.
and find the other parts that are really kind of interesting. But today you have to be a little cautious. Let's don't kid
Sure,
ourselves. With all the
sure.
emails, with all the phone spamming and fraud. I mean, this world's complicated today.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't get around it. I don't care where you live, it's complicated.
Right,
So,
right,
you know, don't put your head in the sand here. Look around and
yeah,
find those people that are givers.
yeah,
And
yeah.
step over the takers. There's a lot of those guys out there. I know who they are. Okay, they don't bother me. Uh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, find those people that have your best interest too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you.
So,
You're one of
hey,
those.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
You
God,
know?
thank God. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
I think same people they attract the same audience sometimes, right? And
right.
you wonder why someone
Yeah,
comes into your life. Well, there's something happening here when you see those same people kind of gathering.
right.
It's yeah, there's a bigger picture happening here, people.
Yeah,
So
right. That's right.
that's the way I look at it. Yeah.
Well, Stephen, I have two questions that I
Okay.
want to ask you to end our conversation. The first one is who who's on your basketball Mount Rushmore? Who's your top five of all times?
Oh, gee.
And and then lastly, who is the GOAT?
Oh, that's terrible, 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 terrible,
I have
terrible.
to ask you those questions too.
Well, I don't watch as much anymore. I watch a lot of women basketball. I hate to say it, but I
Okay.
do. It's
Caitlin Clark.
exciting, it's new, it's a lot of drama, probably too much drama. But when you look back at people like Michael Jordan, come on. I mean,
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant, of course, Shaq, absolutely. I mean, the list is so long.
Yeah.
We all have their uniqueness. And even the ones that kind of irritate me, that
Uh-huh.
wasn't maybe on my team, I have to uh, still acknowledge what they brought to the game,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Steph
Right.
Curry, of course, is amazing. But I think what really interests me today is how the women have come up
Mhm.
and they play a game now that's pretty sophisticated. Their passing's great. Their shooting is off the charts. I went
Yeah.
to watch Caitlin Clark in Indiana. I had to see her first year because this woman was lighting it up. I was like,
Right.
she shoots further 3 points than most men do.
Right.
I had to
Right.
watch her. I had to go there, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. Was I a big women's basketball fan? No, not at all. Now I am.
Now you are.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
there was that dedication. They just got
Mhm.
exciting. And
Mhm.
the one thing I think I like the most, they're so passionate. Now, maybe a
Yeah.
little too passionate at times. Okay. But wow. Right. And
Mhm.
where some professional teams, as you know, they play so many games, and I think they've kind of lost that passion that in
Right.
college maybe they had it. Pros maybe not as much until the very end of the season. But when you're watching a certain group of people play like it's it reminds me of playing on the playground. You're playing because you love it.
Right.
And here's the last thing I want to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it feels like to play a game that you love, and I love basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I always said to myself, if I could find something that I love to do every day, I would probably be the richest man on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
found that with inventing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's great. That's great.
And so that's why product licensing, it was so fun for someone like me thinking, I get to do this every day.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and why would I ever stop? Why would I retire? No one wants to retire from something they truly love to do.
Right.
So,
And there's so much to do within that space too. I mean, it's not just one thing. There's coming up with ideas, everything.
I have a product. I'm going to mention this real shortly. I have a product that I'm going to be talking about shortly. It's the biggest idea I ever been involved in. Mm-hmm. People are going to be astounded what just happened.
Wow.
There's 9 of us. I'm not the inventor. I'm just helping somebody. I'm part of a team, which makes me very proud to be part of a group of young men. But when that comes out, people are going to realize you can do anything with the right mindset. And that story will be coming out shortly.
Okay. I'll keep an eye open, ear to the ground. Well, thank you, Stephen. I really appreciate your time. It means a lot to me that you came on and shared your wisdom. So I wish you all the best, and you may be seeing me coming around a little bit. So thank you.
Thank you for having me, and it's been a long time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Take care.
Bye now.
Thank you all for coming, Stephanie, Mandy, everybody. Thank you.